Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today? As I just got up on my notepad. My notepad has so many not nicknames, what notes from all the games I've been playing. You know, there's so many notes here about Fez, about all the language stuff, and like random combinations and codes and Celeste or locations of stuff and thing. And I'm here about my notepad, just games to play. You know. You might say, what's this notepad? This notepad is just what has my intro and outro to all the games on, just in case I ever forget them. Often I don't need them anymore, but still. And so as a nice reassurance, so hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 3:37 PM on Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. No news to report today. Have yourself a wonderful Thursday, or as I like to call it, Friday Eve, something. Yeah, I mean, there'll be nothing worse than going on stage and forgetting your script or forgetting your lines. Not forgetting your script. It's not very often where actors just walk onto stage and bring along their script with them, as I'd imagine. Yeah, what have I been up to today? Not really all that much. I played a bit of Celeste. Was it fun? Yeah. Oh yeah, we should have. I was thinking about it yesterday. Is that we ordered all the wedding stuff and I forgot to decorate the island with it. Or at least like Jakey's part of the island. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We know our visitor for today is Leif. I saw him. I caught a glimpse of him on the title screen. I want to see what these flower petal bags look like. Can we like? That's nice. So let's put that away. Perhaps we can do something with that. I don't really know. We'll have to sort of see once we've done all these double Nook Mile missions. We'll sort of see where we are. Yeah, what have I been up to today? I played some Celeste. Made a bit of progress getting some strawberries. I haven't finished getting all the strawberries yet, and you'll be seeing that. And I don't even know when that's going to be uploaded. Hello, Claude. We'll say hello to you again. And a couple of Rach told me that Claude was someone that she was trying to get rid of for ages. So you know. That's what happens. From out of Camor into Fawnhollow. Welcomed with open arms, rather than being shunned. No, I'm joking, of course. But still. What was I saying? Yeah, played some Celeste. I had a blood test earlier today, which is, you know, puff of course, and checking all like my blood levels and that sort of thing. Had a nice chat with a nurse. Not really anything special. Although the annoying thing was, as usual, I got the blood drawn from my left arm because I'm just like. That makes no sense to me. I'm right-handed. So if I ever need to do anything on my right hand, I'd rather it not feel like it's got a little bit of weakness or soreness perhaps in the muscles. But this time, for some reason, well, not for some reason. Like, yeah, obviously I understand that the nurse is like looking for a big, like, noticeable vein, which is easy to like draw blood from, so it's not like a nuisance, and she doesn't cause unnecessary pain, that sort of thing. But and does it swiftly. For some reason, the vein she chose seems to be one which is like directly in my elbow joint, which means like the inside of the elbow. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's just a bit weird because then when you put a plaster on, I can't bend my arm anymore without the plaster like crinkling up. Luckily, it's not bleeding anymore, so I just took the plaster off and I'm letting it out into open air where hopefully it will be fine. If it's not, then F for me, I guess. There's not really much else to it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, talk to people, hit rocks. Get coconuts. Okay, let's get some coconuts. Also, for some reason, like the roof of my mouth, not roof of my mouth, like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, the bit behind the big two incisors at the front of your mouth, that's on the roof. It's like weirdly sore. Probably something I ate when I was having lunchtime. What? Ate when I was having lunch on, as you might say. And there we go. I know. The plaster bit was just a bit weird because I was like, okay, I don't want this plaster to fall off because I don't know if it stopped bleeding yet. By all accounts, it hadn't. By all known laws of aviation, the plaster shouldn't have fallen off yet. I don't really know where I was going with that. So I was like keeping my arm straight. So, you know, I was like using my computer and I was like, it was terrible posture, mind you, just like sitting up straight, but like having the keyboard so far away with my arm straight, being like, I don't want to bend my arms. Yeah, just in case, you know, like it will pop the plaster off. And then I'd be like, oh no, I'm bleeding everywhere. You might just be like, why don't you replace it with another plaster? What? That makes too much sense. Why would I do something as crazy as that? So yeah. I know, plasters are wild. When's the last time, it is a good question for you, when's the last time you've had one of those like colourful plasters or like cartoons or like patterns on, you know? Ones that they often give out to kids and that sort of thing, but you know, there's no use saying an adult can't have it as well. If an adult wants, you know, Twilight Spark on a plaster stuck on their knee, go for it, I say. Who cares? Live your best life. Okay, let's chop down one of the trees. I can't think of the last time I had one of those plasters. Even when I was younger, I don't think we really had those. We just had like the normal plasters because I don't know. I guess when we were younger, we weren't all, oh no, just like, see ya, Claude. They're locked onto us, it's fine. We're not going to go for Leif or Claude. But how horrible would it be if you just ran past like a villager and they started stinging that villager instead? I would feel terrible. Probably for good reason. Probably why that's not in the game in the first place. But yeah. I don't know when the last time I had one of those colourful plasters. I feel like when I was younger I didn't really have them. But possibly I did. And I'm just misremembering. Because it's the sort of thing, it's like, when's the last time you got like a sticker or a lollipop from a dentist? Apparently, I'm so bored. What? I wouldn't have yelled. There's just nothing happening. I wish I had an arcade or something I was sat in. Oh, you want to do a treasure hunt? It's the only game apparently you know how to play, so sure, let's do a treasure hunt. Treasure hunt's always very difficult when we haven't dug up fossils for ages, but we'll start a mini collection in our pockets, I suppose. But yeah, like, when's the last time? Nah, let's go. You got something like that. Like, colourful plasters, when do they give it to you? You know, back in primary school, maybe they give it to you, if you, like, scrape your knee or something. While running around on the playground, or I don't know, doing kid stuff, fall off your bike and you go to school nurse and she gives you a little plaster on your knee, something like that. But even then, back in school, we didn't have those fancy, I was gonna say fancy, like Disney plasters or like ones with like dinosaurs or something on them. But it's awesome. You know what the coolest plasters I had at home when we had them? We had like these clear plasters, which, you know, they're not actually that cool or anything, but they felt cool to me. I like translucency ones, where you got that little white patch in the middle, which I don't even know what it is. I guess it's the bandage part of a plaster. So when I say plaster, I mean band-aid, if you're American, but plaster is just a British word for it. Yeah, what's the thing with plaster? So I never really thought about it. I guess it's like a bandage sort of thing in the middle to like a cotton swab, not swab, cotton bandage thing to absorb all the blood, and then the adhesive all around the outside is just to keep it on you, right? Nothing more to it. No, never really broke down the what's the word? Never really dissected how a plaster works, to be honest, and you know, there's been enlightening. But you never really see them, you know. I mean, I haven't had to buy a plaster for like ages, I don't think. There's not really much use of them. But when you need one, you really need one. Like I remember one time in uni, when Milky like accidentally cut his finger with a knife or something, and I was like, what? not like what, but he didn't have a plaster or something, or maybe he did, but he didn't want to open his door, so he had to go knock on my door, and he was like, you have a plaster? And I was like, oh, my word, you are bleeding. He's like, okay, I do. And I tend to carry a plaster around in my purse, because you know, you never know when you might need one. That happened. We went biking with like Ali and Benny once, and then Ali like got scraped up by something I can't remember. Was bleeding on his knee. Whipped out the plaster, good to go, kind of. Ali's got, not to call out Ali here, but he's got a lot of leg hair, so it was quite difficult to get the plaster to adhere on particularly well. Oh, there we go, nice. We found a little treasure. I don't particularly have a lot of leg hair. Like, it's quite sparse in the first place, it's quite short, so you know, shaving it's quite easy, as the case may be. But no, what I was saying was, it never really occurred to me to that point that it's actually difficult to put a plaster on where there's hair, you know? Like, what happens when you get, like, a cut, like, on your scalp or something, you know? Like, to make this more applicable to, you know, anyone. Well, I guess not anyone if you're bald. Okay, fair enough. But, like, if you got hairy legs, you get scrape on your leg, pretty common. But, you know, that's not out of the ordinary for if you're going, like, on a walk or out somewhere else. Something along those lines. You might like walk past like a bramble bush or something, and then you get a little bit of a scrape on your leg. How do you stick a plaster to your hairy leg? It's impossible. It's just like, what do you do? It's not going to stick to your skin. It's only going to stick to your hair. And then once you stick it to your hair, it's just like it's not like connected to your skin anymore. It's not going to stop the bleeding. You know, injuries are difficult. I mean, I guess at that point you're just like, why didn't you get like a bandage gauze thing or something? You like wrap it around, I guess, but that seems a little bit excessive, or like what could just be a tiny plaster. But that's a thing I think they do in like medical situations, like like medical procedures, right? The doctors actually like shave you or whatever, like with a razor. And I don't know if it's recommended that if you have like for example, like I know, a chest surgery or something, and yes, we're keeping this, aren't we? You yeah, you're going in for like a chest surgery or something of that ilk, do they tell you to like shave beforehand before you go in? Because I can't imagine, you know, I mean, maybe doctors do have like some very good razors of hair which will be completely fine and won't be very painful if they do like try and get over. Do try and shave off all the like excess hair that's on you. We'll put this away for now. But we might use this to decorate the island when we finally get around to it. Oh, I shouldn't have left. We have a change clothing thing, didn't we? Mission. No, but yeah, they probably do tell you to shave beforehand, right? Or like you don't have to, but okay, no, but there's two schools of thought. Sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted and not having a coherent thought. One, they tell you to shave beforehand, so they don't have to shave you while you're on the operating table or whatever, where they, you know, might not necessarily take as much care, or might not necessarily have the shaving tools on hand. They're not going to have like high brand fantastic razors. It's going to buy like cheap disposable razors from Tesco's, you know, to cut costs, I'd imagine, that sort of thing. And also maybe you're like under anesthesia, so it doesn't really matter if it hurts as much, or, you know, they don't have not haptic feedback, but verbal feedback that you do from be going like, ouch, they've really got the bleeding. But you know, on the other hand, they're also pretty experienced. Like, if they're doing surgery, you'd thought they'd be pretty good at, like, you know, like cutting hair at the same time. Not at the same time, but like as well, is what I mean. We need to find one more fossil. That's easily done. So yeah, like, would I trust a random person or would I trust a surgeon more to like shave my legs? Probably a surgeon, you know. You'd imagine they have good hand-eye coordination, good delicate touch rate. They understand, like, this is just a weirdly scientific, logical way to think about it, but like the pressure of blades on skin and what would like break skin and what would be enough to cut hair, that sort of thing. I mean, you probably go to like a barber, I guess, first, rather than anything, but still. I don't think barbers shave legs. At that point, you just use an epilator or something. But no, but I mean, I don't have any much hair on my legs in the first place, so I just shave my legs instead of using an epilator because I, you know, don't need one, I guess. Or maybe I do. I don't know. I've heard good things about them. I just, you know, never really got around to buying one. But anyway, what's my point? I don't know. Like, if I could just get rid of all the hair on my body apart from hair on my head, that'd be great, you know. It feels great to have like smooth legs and that sort of thing. So it's getting a bit weird. Let's not make this too weird. I just like the feel of it, you know. And nothing wrong with that. But anyway, the other school of thought is they tell you not to shave first because they might be like not morally obligated, but like legally obligated to shave you anyway. Because what if you like don't do a great job? In which case, I guess you'll get a free shave from the doctor. They have to like shave that patch anyway, just to make sure, you know, it's completely to their standard of what they need to operate on. I don't know. I suppose if you've had a surgery like that and had that experience, please do tell me. I wonder if they nick your skin, they put a plaster on you. Probably after a surgery, now I think about it. I mean, if you're in surgery and they give you a little nick with like a shaving razor, I think that's probably the least of your worries. You know, if that's the only scar you come out with, I'll be like, whew, that's pretty good, you know, all things considered. But no, I don't know. Maybe I should carry bandages around with me as well. I feel like there's so many good things to like carry around with you, just like in case of emergencies. You know, Swiss Army knife. That's got to be kind of number one thing. Do I have a Swiss Army knife on me? No, I don't actually. I've considered it, but I don't. Number two, like a mini tailor's kit. I always thought that was a good idea. You know, you're like getting a bit of a clothing emergency, like something rips or something. You know that classic. Sorry, I'm adjusting my chair, which is why I sound so weird. Is it no, it's some SpongeBob episode I'm thinking of, where he like rips his pants off a beach or whatever. Or swimming trunks or whatever. And he's like, oh no, what a tragedy, you know. Bust out the old little tailor's kit in your pocket. Bada bing, bada boom, you can sew that right up. And no more embarrassing situations for Mr. SpongeBob SquarePants over there. What else is good? You know, something like paracetamol or ibuprofen, some sort of like headache killer, headache medicine of some sort, along with a plaster. You know, some like a mini first aid kit, I suppose. Why not one of those? Problem is, you can't really fit a mini. Like, you can fit a mini tailor's kit in your like wallet or purse. You can get all you need is like a little tiny thin spool of thread and one needle. That's all you really need. I mean, you just need to know some basic stitches like front stitch, back stitch, or like I know. You don't even need anything like that. You just need a running stitch. Really, it's only a temporary solution until you can get it properly fixed up, right? Running stitch is easy. You just like literally run it through the fabric as it is. I think. I don't know my stitches all too well. Although I've been interested in getting into tailoring at some point. You know my love for plushies. I'm very curious about making plushies. That seems like a really fun hobby to get into, but you know it's a bit ways off and material is expensive. But that honestly, it sounds like a real blast doing something like that. And I'd love to make plushies. Maybe even sell them. That could be fun. I don't know. That's on horizons. And by horizons, I mean like maybe when I'm an old granny, instead of knitting, I'll make plushies or something and keep these old hands busy. It was too many like good things to carry. Like this is outside the obvious things of like, you know, your phone, your wallet, anything of that ilk. If you, those are like the obvious answers, which sort of should probably go without saying, but you never know. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have sold the fossils. Nah, it doesn't matter. Well, if we get permission, we get permission. Wouldn't it be fantastic comedic timing if we got it exactly now? Oh, what fish is that? Grow fruit tree. Catch a tadpole. These are my bucket list, obviously. Yeah, I don't know, but if you need to carry it for a mini, like what goes in a mini first aid kit? Obviously, like plasters. You could put paracetamol or slash ibuprofen in, of your preferred painkiller of choice. That's the word, painkiller, not headache killer. Like some things just seem a bit excessive. Like you don't need like oh god. What's that thing that's like cuts off blood flow? Suture? That doesn't sound right. No, suture's like a stitching thing, right? I mean, you don't need one of those either, probably. That seems a little bit excessive, but I guess if you're like a paramedic, well, you'd expect a paramedic to have more on hand if they're like an ambulance than a midi first aid kit. I mean, for like your average Joe, your Jane Doe, you know, that sort of person. What do they need? Well, not need, but would be feasible for them to carry around in their like for emergency situations like that. So of it, like, is there enough room for like a tiny thin spool of bandages? Actually, you don't need a spool. I guess a spool, you could just have like a folded bandage, right? Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Don't need anything too fancy like that. Just enough to like. But the thing is with those bandages, like with spool bandages, is you're meant to, they rely on the principle of not having adhesive. You just like wrap things around to keep it tight, right? I suppose in emergency situations you can use like anything for that. Like you can have a handkerchief, you can use a scarf. I think, like any clothing. You often see it in survival situations. Someone like tears off the bottom of their t-shirt or whatever and uses that for some reason. I don't know if I could even tear this t-shirt I'm wearing right now if I really wanted to. Oh, scissors. I mean, I guess I can go in either medical supply or the tailoring. Or the tailoring kit. They're both pretty useful things to have in there. Okay, let's just cash in these Nook Mile missions. And then I think we'll probably decorate or see what we can do about putting down these wedding furniture items that we got recently. The nuptial items or whatever they're called. Is that how you say that word? Nuptial? I don't know. Capsule? Sorry. That's not even a joke. I was going to say bad joke. It's not. There's no joke there. I also forgot to get the Nook Mile ticket, you know. Let's get that first so we can put it away in storage, you know. Got to have a good order and flow to things. But yeah, like these emergency kits. Like, I don't know. I guess it sort of depends on what conditions you have, but like, if you have no serious overarching conditions, you don't, what like unspecific things do you need? Like, for example, like, I think it's diabetic people have like, orange juice or some, or is it chocolate? I can't remember. Like some sugary thing to like, if their blood sugar like dips too low, you can have that and get it like back into your bloodstream very quickly, I believe. Maybe is there like a sugar capsule pill you can take, which is just like concentrated sugar to get like directly into like a bloodstream? Because you can't fit a whole like carton of orange juice in a first aid kit. Well, maybe you could, and maybe it'll go off. It's kind of not really what you want in a medical kit, maybe. I mean, if it's a big one, that's fine, but not like a pocket one. What else? Like, asthmatic, I guess you have an inhaler, the blue one. I know there's a blue one and a brown one. I don't really know the difference, except for the blue one is what you use on a daily... No, wait, is it the blue one you use when you're having an attack and the brown ones you use on a daily basis, or is it the other way around? I don't know, I honestly got no clue. Then sort of like, I don't mean to like spout my ignorance. I apologise for it. I forgot. Oh wait, hold on. That's not our place. Yeah, we'll ignore the other stuff and we'll just get out of the wedding furniture. Then if we got time, we'll do some more Ligma missions. Like, I'm just trying to think of what would be common things to carry around for like very common medical conditions which would require, which is feasible to put in a mini pocket med kit. I guess we shouldn't be thinking like a mini pocket med kit sense. We should be thinking like a large med kit sense, right? I don't even know what goes in a medical kit, to be honest. I've a very little medical experience. I've talked about it before though. Would I like to be in the medicine industry? I don't know if I'd like... Well, I like it in concept, but I don't know if I'd like it in execution per se, because it sounds like quite a stressful job to have. But my respect goes out to anyone in the medical industry. Nuptial bell. I can't remember what the other things we bought were. Nuptial bell. Let us see. Anything else look very wedding themed? There's definitely 4 items, right? One is the flower basket, one is the bell. I can't remember what the others are, to be perfectly honest. I don't think they exist. Okay, hold on. Maybe if we... Let's just check the next shopping terminal. Ring pillow. And a door plate. Wait, these are different colours. Aren't they? The one we have are blue. We want these white ones. Okay, nuptial door plate. Nuptial. Pillow. We're looking for a pillow. We're looking for a pillow on our favourite rocket trip. Doesn't make any sense. That's little Einsteins for you there. Which I know nothing about except for the theme song, because Ali sings it all the time, or used to sing it all the time. Not so much that. Where's this pillow? I swear we ordered a pillow. Oh, there it is. I guess the other stuff we can't put down, so we only got 3 things to put down, so it's not really as much as I thought. What else goes in a medical kit? Probably medical tape. That seems reasonable for me. Well, not like for me. That seems reasonable to me, is probably what I meant to say. Why can't we put this bell? I don't know. I feel like it should be somewhere near the beginning, so you like see the wedding bells are ringing as you walk by. Something like this. Well, we're just waiting for a very angelic looking fencing to appear so we can pop it around here. Maybe one does appear. Maybe we do have one. Do we have like a marble fencing? Oh, there's a wedding fence. How long has there been a wedding fence? And why is it the only recipe? Alright, how many do we need? Maybe about 20 or so? Maybe 10, 20? I don't know. Let's go make some. We'll put it down at the very least. What else goes in a medical kit? What are those called? The things where you like tighten it off to cut off blood supply? Like not just to cut off blood supply for like no apparent reason, is to be like, well, at least for in the case of getting blood tests, it's to make your veins a bit more noticeable. So it's a lot easier to stick a needle into you and draw out your blood. Sorry if that's making you scream. It's like I should be a bit more considerate about things, because a lot of people are actually quite squeamish about needles, aren't they? Me myself, I'm not like bothered by them at all. I don't know if I told this story before, but like when I got vaccines when I was like 3, I remember, maybe even younger too. It's like one of my earliest memories. I was sitting on like the GP's desk or whatever, and the doctor's there, and then I was with my mum, and I think there was like another couple of doctors there for some reason. I don't remember why. Maybe they were just like nurses helping out or something. And then I remember I watched the doctor stick the needle into my arm, you know, give a shot, and stick back out, and then like she put like cotton wool on me, and you know it didn't like. I mean, it pricked or something, but I looked at it and I was like, okay. And then I looked at my mum. And I looked at the GP. And then everyone was staring at me. And because everyone was staring at me, I felt like really scared. And I started to cry. Not from the pain, as far as I know. I started to cry because everyone was staring at me. And I was like, what's going on? I was confused. But yeah. just in case you somehow knew that story and were that doctor and you thought I was crying because there was a needle. No, I was a tough 3-year-old. I don't know. But, I don't know, it's just one of my earliest memories. It's just a very strange one. I just remember being so confused because I don't know, maybe my mum explained to me what was happening with a vaccine and that sort of thing, but, you know, I'm also like 2, so I don't blame her if she didn't. I just remember being very confused about what was going on. There we go, we've got a bit of an entranceway now. And you can ding-dong your arrival, I suppose, once you arrive. Ding-dong your arrival sounds like a horrible way of phrasing it. What's a good way to spin this around? That way around, so it's actually displayed properly. I guess doing it like this might make more sense. Oh, you know what would be cool? We can have like a half and half pathway here. It'd be like half in white, half in black. That'd be sick. I feel like we should put something here to signify your arrival in the dead zone, but I don't know what would be appropriate, to be honest. We don't have like a death bell, a funeral bell. That'd be a little bit dark, I think, for Animal Crossing, but, you know, plausible. I guess you have a lantern you interact with. I don't know. Let's wait around to next Halloween, see what new items they put in. How about that, eh? I don't know what to do with these wedding ring pillows. Can you sit on the wedding ring pillows? Probably not. So for now, we're just going to sort of put it here to have it as a vibe. Imagine if you could sit on it, though. These things will just go here for now. I meant to place this item instead of just holding it in my inventory. Even though this is not where I want them to be eventually. It's just where I'm putting them for now because I don't know what else to do with them. Yeah, it seems okay. There really is a sort of dearth of items to really put down. Maybe angelic theme thing. But there's not like a anti-Halloween, is there? Where you can celebrate angelic looking furniture, items and aesthetics. I don't really know what I was going about. Okay, let's put some stuff away. Maybe I should just Google what's in a medical kit. I don't even have I don't have like a proper medical kit, which is like when you put in a car, because, you know, I don't have a car. Let's see. How about pocket medical kit? What the heck is pocket bully? As one of the Google suggestions. This is a pocket one. I'm going to be honest, that doesn't seem pocket size. That seems pocket size. But what's in it? How am I meant to know? Let's see. Okay, let's see how much we got right. Bandages, it looks like. Scissors. Plasters. Oh, you know what? A first aid care guide. That feels very reasonable. Because, you know, a lot of people, I think a lot of people will have like an awareness about first aid, but they don't necessarily, like, an emergency situation, they're not exactly sure what to do. You know? So having like a step-by-step guide of what to step you through the process and, well, the steps, I suppose. Very helpful in that sort of situation. I don't know what this is. This is like, wait, hold on. This zoomed in picture is a different picture. So I'm on Amazon. Scissors, yes. What's microporous tape? I guess that's medical tape. Ah, pliers. That makes sense. Not pliers. Like forceps. No, not forceps. What are they called? Tweezers. Tweezers. That's the word. To get out things like splinters and much more annoying things of that ilk. Chop wood. I guess I'll chop wood. Seems like one of the more easier ones to do. Should we just chop wood and like round this episode up here? Gauze swabs. Oh, like cotton swabs and gauze swabs. That makes sense. Those are plasters. Hygienic cleansing wipes. That does make sense. And also, these scissors look terrible, I'm going to say. They're very blunt scissors. They're kind of like the safety scissors you get in school, which are... I don't know if that's what you want in a medical kit. I guess you don't want someone to accidentally hurt themselves using the scissors, you know, then you'll need another medical kit. But, come on. You're going to cut anything with that? You can cut paper with it and do some arts and crafts, but I feel like you're going to have to be able to cut cloth and things like that, you know, to get like t-shirts off of people, right? That's what we do in emergency situations. Okay, we can take a picture. It's very quick. With our new entranceway. Apparently everyone just stopped to look at us. But let's round this episode off here. Now we know what's inside a medical kit, sort of. Actually, what's this? First aid cream. What's it called? I thought it said anti-age cream. Antiseptic cream, that's the word. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Okay, you know. Turns out doctors are a lot better at stuffing medical kits than I am. But anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, all greatly appreciated. Join the Dear Darling Discord down below. Follow me on Twitter. I hope we can see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now. Bye bye to you too, Claude.